Unfortunately, we have come to our last lesson. So this page just basically goes through a bunch of different pieces and small exercises to help you practice what you've learnt so far. So during this course, you've learnt how to put your flute together, you've learnt how to make a sound, you've learnt where to put your hands, how to hold your flute, the 3 balance points, you've learnt a B flat, an A G, a C, you've learnt a semi-breve or a whole note, a minim or a half note, and even a crotchet or a quarter note. And then you've learnt those associated rests. So I've had great fun working through this with you. And here is to our last page of exercises. So let's give it a go. Exercise 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now don't be afraid to go through and pick out the bars or even the groups of notes that you're struggling with. So the second last bar, for example, of that piece, if I was struggling with that, I would just work on that one bar. And I would play it a couple of times. Another tricky one could be the 4th last bar where you're going B flat, G, A. Because you've got that jump from the B flat down to the G, it could be a little bit challenging. Or even the 3rd bar where we're going from B flat, C, A, and then the B flat. That can be quite tricky. So don't be afraid to break this piece up and actually practice the bars that you're struggling with rather than the piece from start to finish. So this is what we call practice as opposed to just playing. I was a terrible student where I used to just play from start to finish of piece after piece. My sight reading is amazing because of it, however, my practice skills were seriously lacking. So take my advice. Don't be afraid to break it down into small chunks and just work on the bits that you're struggling with rather than feeling like you have to play the piece from start to finish every single time. Exercise 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quite a tricky one, but work on it nice and slowly and then see if you can slowly speed it up. Okay, exercise 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a great example of a piece where the whole thing isn't tricky, but there are 2 bars that are trickier than the rest of the piece. So instead of playing this piece over and over and over from start to finish, just focus on the 2 bars that are challenging. So the 3rd last and the 2nd last bar. Play those over a couple of times. Play them slowly, speed them up, and then put them back into the context of the whole song. Don't be afraid to pull out just those 2 bars. So here those 2 bars are again, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I finished on the C but didn't hold it for the full value. But you get the idea. Feel free to break it down and just play those 2 bars. Exercise 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and for our final piece, there are lots of rests, so make sure you're counting really, really carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that one can be quite tricky because of the rests, so take it slowly, work through it, and see what you can accomplish. Thank you for joining me for Unit 1 for flute, and I hope that you'll join me again soon.